Hello again, beautiful artists. Welcome back to another episode of Paint Along with Skye. Today we're doing a very popular and recognizable ode to Van Gogh here. It's Starry Night, but without the village and the greenery, so it's just the sky today. So Starry Night Skye, sort of simplistic version that is fantastic for beginners. So if you're a beginner painter, welcome. You have found the right place. I post new videos all designed for beginner artists every Saturday. If you are wondering what materials that you need, check out the description box below, and there is a link to an Amazon page which does include affiliate links that will give me a small portion, although it doesn't raise the price, and it will show you all of the different materials that you're going to need to paint along with me. Today my colors are going to be my two different tones of blue. So I have an ultramarine blue and also a cobalt blue. I have black and white, and then I also have yellow and orange. I have my three standard brushes for today. Square brush, round and pointy medium-sized brush, and a very small detail brush. I have my water cup with water and a paper towel off the side of my frame, putting my brushes in the water cup there. So the first step of today's painting is going to be really simple. On my original here, I started with black, but today I think I'm going to use a dark blue, like a navy blue, for my background instead. A little bit different. And we're going to start with our largest square brush here, our flat wash brush, excuse me. This is a Simply Simmons brand, which I've been using for years, as I've taught many classes with these, and they withstand the test of time. You'll like them. So either of your blues are fine for this background step, but I'm going to start with the cobalt blue and just a little bit of black. And you're just going to want to make a navy blue. Perfect. Look at that, right off the bat, perfect color. And cover your whole canvas, just black and white brush strokes, back and forth brush strokes. I want to say black and white brush strokes. Back and forth brush strokes, horizontal. And it's okay if you see a little bit of streakiness, a little bit of canvas texture, although a little bit of water helps the paint go nice and smooth. Make sure it's in those bristles. And you're going to want to cover your whole canvas with this navy blue and also the sides. Okay, so we're going to use some movie magic and speed this step up. You might want to pause the video and get this all filled in navy blue and then walk away and let it dry, because in between our parts here, in between the two parts, background and foreground in our sky, we're going to be putting yellow on top of blue. So we got to make sure it's fully dry, otherwise we're going to get green. And while that might look cool, that's not what I'm going for today. Okay, so just navy blue to start with, full canvas. Okay, and we're back with a dry canvas. Dark blue. We are going to use our medium-sized brush. And again, we want this to be fully dry. We're going to mix up a light yellow. Use white and a little bit of yellow. And now there's a few different shapes that we're going to create in our sky before we start doing all of our little dashes. I like to start in the right hand corner with where the moon is going to be, with a nice, fairly large circle. And just go ahead and fill that in. I'm going to rinse my brush now. I'm taking some of the same blue that I started with. So it's the cobalt blue. I did need a little bit more replenished. I'm going to mix up a light version of it. It's a little bit too dark. Fairly light. I'm going to create two what look like waves that go across my whole canvas. So one's going to start a little bit higher than the other, and we still want to have room kind of above and below them to put some stars in a second. But what I'm actually going to do It's a little bit tricky. So the shape is going to be like a wave, but you actually want to try to do it in dash marks. So coming up, coming down, and then coming around. Okay, you see? Practice on your table if you're nervous. And then coming from right underneath that. Do a nice, big, round, kind of wave-like shape. Okay, looks good. Now rinse your brush. You can use the medium-sized brush or your small detail brush for this next step. I'm just going to use the medium. And then again with the light yellow, you're going to finish up the composition here by creating a few stars kind of in every empty area. So eventually we want to have our whole canvas filled in with dashes that either go around or above and below each of our shapes. So we want to make sure we have a star in each little area, maybe one next to the moon. You can have as many as you like. I'm gonna have a lot today. Okay, looking good. I like it. Okay, let's grab our baby brush. We're going to start doing a whole bunch of dashes now, so get comfortable with this technique because we're going to be doing it for the rest of this painting. Okay, let's start with the same light blue that we just did our two waves with. I'm going to do two things. First thing is I'm going to go around each of my stars and my moon, so around all of my circular shapes with about 2 rows of dashes. Don't try to make them a perfect pattern. It's okay if they're sort of long and loose and uneven. That's actually what we want. Looks like it has much more movement if you keep things loose and flowing. That impressionistic style. Okay, so loosely 2 rows around each shape. It's not an exact science if you want to do 3. And then the second thing that you'll do with that blue is come in through your wave marks and start to break up the dash marks that you use to create the basic shapes. Because you don't, again, want it to look like a perfect pattern. You want it to just sort of have that illusion of movement. Milky Way sort of movement in the sky. Very beautiful way to capture the night sky that we have all been enchanted with for generations. I think every studio that I've worked for has had a version of this painting. It withstands the test of time, and I personally find it very beautiful as well. Definitely one of my favorites. Okay, in every area, and then again, so I'm going above and below, but I'm also breaking up that shape so that some areas it's more solid and some areas it's more faint. Not using a whole lot of water with this brushstroke technique. It looks really nice if you have it really swirly in the middle, I've learned. So if you can do a nice little flick with your brush there, like waves is what they remind me of, very much like the movement of water. Okay. This is the glowing of the stars in the night sky, represented by this lovely impressionistic style. Okay, We're going to do that, and then we're going to do the same thing with the other blue. Okay, so as you can see, this is a more purple-ish blue. Totally different tone. Go ahead and load up that same tiny brush, and you're going to go pretty much in the same area, and you might overlap, and you also might get some of the empty space. Every area that we just took that light blue, again, layering it on top some areas, and then in some areas filling in the empty space. I'm not over mixing my paint because I get this really nice color variation of the white and the blue. This is sort of a sloppy, fun, messy version of this, adapted over many years. So yes, I've been teaching painting for a decade now. I'm almost 32 next month. Started in my early 20s and ran my own company for a while and starting it back up again. But with the addition of these video classes, which is so fun to be able to reach an international audience. And even though I'm new, seems to be, knock on wood, sort of picking up momentum. Very cool. If you're painting along with us today, consider popping over to Facebook and joining the art club, which is a space that I made for artists of all levels to share their art, whether it be the art that they're creating in my classes or on their own. You can even self-promote in there. I want it to be supportive of artists, whether that be us commenting and liking on it, or even potentially purchasing prints and stuff like that. It's totally fine. I want to support you, and I want to see your art. And I mostly created it because I had a couple of students right off the bat want to show me their masterpieces. And I was so excited. So I created that space for everyone to share their art in. I think we've got about 150 members or so and growing fast. Link to join that in the description box. Don't forget there's the materials list there as well. Using Grumbacher paints. Getting really nice, vibrant colors. Always a pleasure to use those. Gotten a little bit darker with my blue as I've gone along. Just want to point out, again, not over mixing that color. Okay, looking good. Rinse that brush once you've got your two blues. Believe it or not, just a few more steps. So now we're going to take this same light yellow that we filled in our stars and moon with, and we're going to load it onto our baby brush very delicately. We're just going to do a few brush strokes in each of these areas. You don't really want to overlap as much as you want to do some of the in-between area with this one, just for the sake of the yellow remaining really vibrant and not blending with your blue. Just a few. Boop, boop, boop. I find that making that noise helps. Not in the swirls. Okay, because this is Starshine. Sparkling, beautiful star sparkle. So it's not in the Milky Way portion. Just around your circular shapes. Okay. Yeah. Rinse brush again. Same tiny brush. And repeat that step with white. So one of the reasons we are very sparing is because now we're going to do alternating white. Highlights really close again. This is just another color variation of sparkling starshine. Do you guys like the terms I use? I think I'm a little crazy. Let me know. Especially while I'm painting. It's like unfiltered brain ramblings. But so far, everyone's liked it. Okay, great. Now, rinse your brush again. And with our 2 blues, again, now I'm going to use just an ever so slightly light blue, still pretty vibrant, and I'm going to go out to the edges and until my shapes meet each other. I'm going to end up doing this with both blues, but I'm starting with that cobalt. Okay, and then you're just going to be going further out here than the existing dashes that you've already made. And the idea is you want to kind of run out of space. So don't overthink this. Again, loose, fast. And as you can see, I'm filling up all of the remaining space. All with my baby brush. Every area. It's probably better to kind of bounce around each star so that you fill it all in evenly. But also kind of some of the stars did come out further than the others in the original composition. So that's fine too. Don't overthink it. Look at how pretty this is becoming. This is part of a couple paintings that I have that I consider paint the greats. I have, to get you guys excited, I've got Monet's water lilies. Again, just a close-up on the water lilies rather than the whole bridge scene. I have the whole bridge scene one too, which I might, maybe I'll one day do that. Let me know in the comments if you are up for that. Or if you just want to do really easy baby paintings like this one. You might be looking at this going, this doesn't look that easy. I swear, just give it a shot. And specializing in beginners, like I said, for 10 years and taught this one hundreds of times. And I really think that it's a really great one for beginners because it's very forgiving and it's fun. Not too many colors. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Post it in the art club. And we will like it. It's fully supportive. No one's going to be mean or judgmental. It's not the kind of class I run. Positivity 101. Okay, that looks great. I'm going to do the same thing with my other blue, but thinking of this more as an accent color and also coming pretty far out with this one, just kind of in the empty spaces that don't have a lot going on. Adding a different tone and sort of darkening some areas. Okay, just a few more baby steps. Could grab my medium brush again. It's okay if your water's a little bit blue. But I'm going to do a second coat on my stars just because I like to have a really vibrant yellow. think it looks nicer. Blue and orange are complementary colors. Yellow is close to orange, so having the blue next to the yellow is very vibrant. Really nice contrast. Sneaking in a little color theory here for you guys. Nothing too boring. Okay, and then final step is going to be done with my baby brush again. Okay, and then just a pinch of orange. You can mix a little yellow in to make it even more vibrant, sort of pumpkin colored. And then just kind of go along the shape of the circle that you made. And you're going to want to make a crescent moon. Circular as you can. There we go. Okay, that looks cute. I'm pleased with my rendition today. Okay, when you're finished with your painting, you can sign it. I'm probably not going to sign today's since it is an ode to Van Gogh. So it's not exactly a Skye Pratt original. But if you would like to get yourself a Skye Pratt original, I do have a print shop with my original paintings, as well as prints. There's also, again, the link to the art club below. I'd love to see you guys over there. And let me know what you thought of today's painting in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe. If you hit that bell icon, you will get notified when I post new videos. Okay, I think that's all for today's tutorial. I hope you had fun, and until next time, stay creative.